Monday morning at quarter to 11. So I thought I'd run through some crypto stuff. The crypto picture is looking much better than it had done, especially, well, this is the weekly chart, especially when we had this really negative candle. It was a slight concern, but since then we've managed to recover, push higher in Bitcoin, even reaching a new all-time high last week. Where was that one? That was at 69,000. So I actually need to take that off. So yeah, all good. The bulls always do seem to step in eventually. The only thing of any concern now is the fact that we have got these long upper wicks. It does show that, you know, when we do have a burst up, the profit takers come in and they do push the market back down, but that is definitely not a reason to be short crypto. On the daily chart for Bitcoin, we do still have this bearish engulfing candle, which we've not managed to sort of break out of. We're kind of halfway up it. We've managed to get recover 60% of it or so. So it's a slight concern, but again, right now it wouldn't be enough for me to sell into a short. I had been concerned if we had another red candle following that. I think that was Wednesday last week. Then I would have been more concerned, and then I would have been talking about short position. But we've survived it, and we're trying to recover today, as you can see. I think my focus has to be on the 4-hour chart for now, as you can see a good recovery there. Fib levels did kind of work. The certainly that 60,000 area did work. We didn't quite get down there over the weekend. We bounced above it, so holding above 62,000 was obviously good. So look, we're trying to make a recovery really. Moving averages are pretty positive. Fibonacci levels are holding. I wouldn't want to be short. That's all I can say, really. The big question is now, can we break up above 69,000 and then we don't have anything then we can just forget about that bearish engulfing candle. That will have then been negated. In the very short term, we've got a little bit of fib resistance at around 66. The actual exact level is 66,435. And I think we've been up pretty close to that today. 66,350. So once we're sort of through 66,700, should we say, we should be off to the races again and tearing up towards that all-time high. Ripple, not quite so positive. This weekly chart really kind of telling us that we're going nowhere. Daily chart, not really much clearer. I suppose, well, I can say that we're in a 2-month bull trend. We have slowly recovered, but would have been really tough holding a long position here because we keep having these deep pullbacks. I thought once we got through that trend line, it was all happy days, but we're just stuck. There's no clear pattern here. I wouldn't necessarily want to be short. We're holding above the moving averages. We are on a short-term bull trend, but clearly we are struggling here. So we need to get up through, I don't know, sort of 125. Maybe that'll clear a path. Short-term charts, not really that clearer. On the 4-hour chart, at least the moving averages are pretty positive and we are holding above them. What can I say? I can't really improve much on the levels that I've written in the report. There's no reason for me to be short, but clearly we are struggling to make any moves to the upside. Ether looks good on the 4-hour chart. Nice bullish trend. Beautiful bounce off the support level I had down there. Which is kind of a fib and moving average support and almost a trend line support as well. So that looked really good around the 4,500 area, and we've rocketed off there. So that's worked if you manage to jump into a long position. I'll show you the daily chart. I'll show you the daily chart and the weekly chart. Okay, the weekly chart, minor negative candle last week, spike up, new all-time high. Ideally you wouldn't want to see a red body on that candle, of course, if you're a bull. So not the most positive candle that you would want to see on a daily chart. But having said that, we're recovering nicely this at the beginning of the week, and this would certainly not be enough for me to consider a short position. Only potential to buy into support, which we've done already around that 4,500 area. So that's worked quite well. What can I say on the daily chart? Good bull trend. You can see the trend line. We didn't close below that trend line, so that's okay. The bulls rescued us at that 4,500 level. Yeah, I certainly wouldn't want to be short. I would happy be being long. We're breaking above the high for the previous 2 days right now as I speak to you, so that looks good. Bearish engulfing candle. We didn't get any follow through on the downside, but certainly what it did signal was that we were going to consolidate, which we needed to do because we got really overbought on the daily chart. So fair enough. It's just only triggered a consolidation, and I think if we're going to break anywhere, we'll break to the upside. But do watch the levels on the downside. If we were to break today's low, if we break FTSE 500 anyway, that's not going to look too good. We will head towards the next support level, which is in the low 4,300 area, but I would be a buyer down there anyway. So this all looks pretty positive. I would definitely be a buyer on weakness. All right, good luck. Cheers.